Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming to class. We are going to work on the wall today. The wall. So if you can, if your space allows, go ahead and set up your short edge on the wall, at the wall. And you're still going to need your blocks. You're going to need a strap. And you'll need your strap pretty quickly. So we're going to start laying down with our feet on the wall and just have your strap where you can reach it. And then come on down to your backs, everybody. Your legs are straight, ideally. If that is not good for you, please go ahead and keep your feet on the floor and your knees bent, and that's okay too. So when you bring your feet to the wall, first really feel your feet on the wall. Make sure the legs are relatively straight. And then go ahead and take the feet a little wider, let the toes turn out a little bit more relaxed, kind of like Shavasana. A little more attentive Shavasana, but Shavasana. And then feel your feet on the wall. I have found it interesting as I play at the wall that sometimes my legs feel different. One feels a little longer than the other. But then as I play and as I try to adjust, they seem to work themselves out. So start there, maybe put your hands on the front hip points and notice if they feel a little cockeyed, if they feel a little off center. And if they do, maybe press that one foot into the wall a little bit more, or shift your legs or shift your hips, and just see if you can find a relative even. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let's just dispatch that right now. Once you're there, once the legs are settled, let the arms come down to your sides. Maybe the palms are face up. And we start to tap into our breath. Breathing in through the nose, maybe exhaling through the mouth. Starting to feel centered on your yoga mat, feeling the support of the wall. Finding your breath. Notice how your body starts to settle in. And I love this feeling of grounding, as if we were standing, but the feeling of grounding with our feet on the wall, feeling that support. Letting the breath come in nice and deep and exhaling it fully. And I love using the wall for our yoga practice because it brings in the whole idea of support, right? Support in our yoga poses and how that manifests out in our lives, how much we are willing to give support, but also to accept support. And all of the stuff that goes along with that, the ego and humility and vulnerability. And so using props or using the wall teaches us that it is okay to receive support. So begin to bring those legs into hips width apart as if you were doing Tadasana, mountain pose, as if you were standing and doing mountain pose, but instead we're supine. So the feet go hips width apart, the feet are parallel to each other. Press the big toe mounds into the wall if you're able. start to engage the legs, maybe engage the glutes just a little bit. Don't go too crazy here. And feel the back of the head, the back of the shoulders, the sacrum, the heels all lining up in your Tadasana, in your mountain pose. And notice if the ankles want to splay out or splay in. Notice if the legs want to lose contact with the floor. Maybe lift all your toes off the wall and feel the ball mound pressing in. Feel the four corners of the feet pressing in. And then take both arms overhead, as long as it's okay for your arms, with the thumbs touching the floor. So you're not palms up or anything. The thumbs are touching. The fingertips are reaching toward the wall behind you. The glutes are getting a little bit more active. Notice if you want to drop your chin. By the way, I didn't say this, but if your head is hanging back or your chin is lifted, please put a little something underneath your head so that you can have good alignment here. Good, and then feel the shoulders start to activate. Press the backs of the shoulders into the floor, engage the hips and the glutes, fire up the legs, press those feet into the wall. Take a deep breath, exhaling it out, softening the low ribs toward the back of your mat. And let that all go. Woo. It's amazing how much work that can be. Grab your strap, everybody. Leave your left foot pressing into the wall. Take the strap around your right foot and take the right foot up to the ceiling. So again, keeping the left leg active, pressing that foot into the wall. If you don't have a wall, by the way, and you can do this very easily without the wall. It just gives us so much feedback. So once you've got your foot in your strap, go ahead and bend the knee and straighten it. Let's get those hamstrings warmed up and breathe. Keep pressing the left foot into the wall. Good, just a couple more bending and straightening. And then leave the leg straight, hold the strap with your right hand and take the left hand to your hip, your left hip, and just press that hip down, just straight down. Again, breathe, watch your knees here. If you need a soft bend in that left knee or the right knee, please do that. And leaving your left hand where it is, take the right leg out to the side and notice when that left hip wants to rise. Try to keep it down on the floor. Deep breath. Good. One more breath. Inhale the leg to center. Listen up. You're going to turn the left toes out to the left. So you're on the pinky side. Grab the strap with your left hand and let the right leg go over to the left. Warming up, stretching that outer right hip, pressing the left foot into the wall, toning in through the belly. Maybe your right arm is out to the side. Deep breath, everybody. Push the left foot into the wall, take the right leg up. Ooh. Bend that knee, release your strap, both feet to the wall. And again, feel that side to side, what feels different, what feels the same. Squeeze your glutes, your hips. And then leave the right foot on the floor. Take the left leg or left foot into your strap. You may have to adjust if you have scooted away from the wall just a little bit. Your left foot's in the strap. Your hands are on both sides of that strap. Bend the left knee and straighten. Good. Just maybe 5 times, just getting those muscles warmed up. Finding your breath. And then hold that leg straight up. Press the right foot into the wall. Pause. Grab the strap with your right hand, with your left hand, take your right hand to that hip point and press the hip point straight down. Notice how that feels. So when we have these connections, right, the foot at the wall, the foot in the strap, we can really feel what's happening in the legs because they have nowhere else to go. They have no way to compensate. So when you're ready, pressing down into the right hip, take the left leg out to the left. Only go as far as makes sense for you. And if you can keep that right hip for the most part on the floor, right? If it lifts a little, it's okay. Engage the glute. Stretching out the inner thigh on the left side. Breathe. Keep pressing the right foot into the wall. Good. Take that leg up. Grab the strap with your right hand. Allow your right foot to turn to its side as you lower the left leg over to the right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Breathe, everybody. Press into the wall, lift your left leg, bend the knee, release your strap, straighten both legs, feel both hips. It's like a miracle. Both of my hips feel really even right now. Take the arms overhead, the thumbs touch, the tips of your thumbs touch the wall, squeeze your glutes. Again, Urdhva Tadasana, reaching up, breathing. And release, bring both knees to your chest. Now we're going to scoot closer to the wall. How you do that is up to you. If you want, cross ankles and rock up. If not, roll to one side, come to a seat so you're facing your wall, and then release. So you're going to lean back on your hands, take both feet to the wall. When you take both of your feet to the wall, you want your ankles and your knees to line up. The rest of your body will figure it out. Take those hands behind your thighs and just lift your chest as you push your legs into the wall. Like really push those feet into the wall and lift up, right? So what are we doing? Variation here, a boat pose. No kidding. Lift the chest. Maybe you lean back a little bit. Notice if you start to round in your back, really push those feet into the wall. If you're up for it, release those arms and let those arms reach toward the wall as well. Ooh, good. Breathe, everybody. This is a sneaky one. Starts off easy, and then all of a sudden you go, ooh, that's hard. Push against the wall. So we're using this resistance. We're pushing against the wall, but we're not allowing it to lower us anymore. Big deep breath. Good. Lift up, wrap your arms around the backs of your thighs and just hang on for a moment. Deep breath. Good. So second round, either you're here or you're going to straighten the legs for the most part, digging the heels into the wall instead. This is harder. So start by the hands under the thighs, lift your chest, push your heels into the wall. Maybe you lean back a little bit. Maybe you take the arms up. Woo! Good. Breathe, everybody. If you start to cramp in those upper thighs, let this pose go for a moment. Big deep breath. Keep lifting up so that we don't round. Hands behind your thighs. Release the legs fully. Ooh, good. Shake that out. We got one more. I like threes. I don't know why. That's my favorite number. Feet to the wall. Your options, right? Flat feet, legs a little straighter, heels on the wall. Trying to find that spot on the hips, on the glutes that are going to keep you there. Hands go behind your thighs and lift. Reach right arm only. Lift left heel off the wall. Good. Breathe. You're staring at that wall. Your head's not dropping back. It's not overly tucked. Push the right heel into the wall. Good. Release. Heel to the wall. Hands behind the thighs. Switch sides. Reach your left arm. Lift your right heel. Push the left heel into the wall. Find your breath. Maybe you smile a little bit. Release. Woo, both hands behind. Lift your chest. Press both arms out. Maybe lean back just a little bit more. Ooh, yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo, and release. Scoot your hips back. Straighten your legs, heels, feet to the wall. Move the flesh out from your sit bones and find Dandasana, staff pose. No kidding. And once you're there, maybe you see if you can scoot forward even a little teeny bit to really fire the legs up. Hands down to your sides, Dandasana pose, belly is engaged. Pressing into the wall. 1, you're here, or 2, the arms come up. And breathe. Feel those legs fired up, everyone. Try not to overreach the low ribs. They're going to reach out some with the arms overhead, but try not to overreach them. Find your breath. And release. Woo! Nice job, everybody. Shake that out. Let's take that away from the wall a little bit and turn your bodies. You're welcome to sit on blanket here if you would like. If you can, you're cross-legged. If you can't, I would straighten the legs, but keep the knees bent. And be enough close to the wall that you can touch it with your hand, okay? So and you can be up in a chair, by the way. You can sit in a chair and do these same things. All right, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take that hand to the wall, reach the other one over. Now, notice if the arm that's reaching up and overhead is rolling forward. Try to bring the shoulder back, extend through the arm. Some of you are going to be able to touch fingertips, some not, but don't overreach, okay? Good, and then press the opposite hip down, and the hand that's at the wall, push. Give it a good push. Soften through the head, neck. So you're pressing through that hand. You're reaching with the other hand. It's all this kind of pressure, resistance. Breathe and inhale, both arms up. Exhale down. Whew. Inhale, both arms up. Take it into cactus. Twist to the wall. Take the one hand behind you. Take the other one toward the wall. Do not overreach. If it doesn't touch, you can scoot closer if you want, but if it doesn't touch, don't worry about it. Feel as if the center of your chest could go toward the wall. Let the rest of the spine follow, but go gently. Breathe. Imagine if your hand is pushing into the wall, even if it doesn't touch. And release it. Oh, shake that out. I'm going to turn around. There's no easy way to do this without putting my back to you. So turn yourselves around. Check your distance. Hand goes to the wall just outside your shoulder. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take that hand to the wall and take the other arm over. Push that hand into the wall like you're going to push your whole body away. Don't worry about touching. Check that shoulder. See if it's rolling forward. Watch the head, the neck, all of that spine lining up. Breathe. Just notice, keep pushing, not hard, but push that hand into the wall. Make sure you're getting that resistance. Good, release. And exhale down, take both arms up, cactus arms. Twist everything to the wall. Take one hand behind you, take the other hand toward the wall. And breathe. I've got my hand like a stop sign, like a crossing guard. Stop. And so what do I think of? Stop in the name of love. Breathe. And inhale. Exhale, release. Whew. Good job, everybody. Turn yourself back around. You're going to come into Janu Sirsasana. So the bent knee comes to the wall. If you need the support of a block as well, you're just taking that knee on a block to the wall, okay? If you have a baseboard like we do here, that little booger can hurt. So feel free to cushion that again with a block so that you're not sitting on that angle. And again, move the flesh out from the sit bones. If this is too hard on your knee, you're coming out straight or you're taking it to an angle that feels okay for you. Now, again, feel this. It's like the whole body is going to shift to the wall. Long legs straight out. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, come into a forward fold. Draw the shoulders back, engage the long leg, press the knee very gently into the wall. Press the shoulders back, maybe drag the hands back isometrically. Take a nice deep breath. Shake out that head, that neck, especially if you're catching tension there. Maybe the hands walk out further, maybe not. Just be really mindful where you're taking your body here. And then come on up, open up the shoulders, be gentle again, but face the wall, both hands to the wall. And you're looking at the wall, you love the wall. It's a good prop. Soften the elbows, finding that twist. Good, release, one left. The hand closest to the wall just comes down, the arm on the outside goes up. So again, finding a side bend, press down through the leg. Oh, you can rest your head if it reaches. And let go. Well done, everybody. Let's flip it around. The good, bad of wall work, right? So we're turning it around, changing sides, opposite knee. And then again, find your center, right? Find where it works for you. Sit up nice and tall. Engage the long leg. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, forward. A little too close. And just breathe here. Draw the shoulders nice and wide. A really soft pull back of the hands to lengthen the chest. And breathe. Keep firing up the long leg. You can hold on to that foot if your body allows that. Good. Come on up, everybody. Roll the shoulders, engage, turn your chest toward the wall. Take both hands to the wall. Keep the long leg active. Soften the elbows. Feel that nice opening as the chest moves toward the wall. Release your twist, hand closest, just relaxes down. Outside hand comes to the wall. Again, shaking out the head, the neck, making sure you're not carrying undue tension there. And breathe. If you're that close to the wall, you can let your head rest. That's all right. Extending through the arm, finding the side bend. And release, everybody. Whew, nice job. Come on out of all that. Let's come to table pose. If you want a blanket underneath your knees, we're not going to be here super long, but just because you love yourself, you can take that blanket under your knees. Make sure the ball mounds of your feet are at the wall. Come into table pose and give me just a few cat-cows. Let's soften that up a little bit. That's it. Couple more. And breathe. Come to neutral spine. Walk those hands about a half print forward, possibly a whole print forward. Flip your toe. Well, your toes are already flipped under, and come to down dog. Now, this is the first of several. I want you to look at your feet and decide. So I'm on the ball mounds, my heels are up on the wall, and my toes feel just fine. If you need to walk the heels down your wall as much as you need to, including flat, so that you don't irritate your feet. I know a lot of people have stuff going on with their feet, so you don't want to do things that hurt them. Draw the elbows in, feel the upper body working, find your downward facing dog. Good, come to tippy toes, lower to your knees. Walk those hands forward and just come into a little puppy stretch. Not going to be here long. Come on up, walk your hands back under your shoulders. Check your feet, walk them back to the wall, downward facing dog. Again, playing with your feet, playing with where your arms are, spreading the fingers. Claw the tips of the fingers in just a little bit. Feel the upper body working. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, lower down, listen up. Left hand center, right arm goes up. And breathe. Exhale that down, right hand center, left arm up. Whew. Release that, hands shoulder width apart or slightly wider. Claw in, walk those feet back to the wall. Last one for now, downward facing dog. Adjust your feet. Now, one, you're here. Two, optional, take one leg up. Breathe. Only do this if you can maintain the shape, form, and beauty of your down dog. If you start to lean into those shoulders, take the leg down. Release that side, take the other leg up. Some of you are going to just take a toe with the knee bent. Some of you can extend up. Some of you are taking what my granddaughters call a no thank you bite. No thanks. Breathe. Good, lower. And lower the knees. Whew. And just sit back for a moment. Take a moment to get off those wrists, off the arms, off the shoulders. Shake everything out. Grab your blocks. Take those blocks. They're not going to the front of your mat because you're not going that far. You'll figure out your distance. Walk your left foot back to the wall. Take your right foot forward. And again, please be mindful of your feet, your toes. You should not be on the top of your toe. So Lynn, bring your foot forward more so you're not on the tops of your toes. Your toes should be on your mat. When we lift, when we get ready to lift, your foot's going to press into the wall. So don't worry about that. And if you don't want to use the wall, don't use the wall. It's okie dokie. Take your hands to your knee. You're going to feel that foot move a little bit more. Be mindful of your feet. Right hand stays where it is. Left arm goes up. Breathe. Sink into your pose. Engage that back glutes. Hands back to your blocks. Lift your knee. Adjust your foot. If I stayed where that foot was, my toes would be screaming. So walk that foot up. Walk the heel down. Lengthen through your torso. Press the heel into the wall. One, you're here, you're going to hang out. This is just fine for you. Take the hand to your knee if that's all right. And then as you press up, this gets tricky, right? Because your foot has nowhere to go. So your legs are going to open up more. Take the arms up. Breathe. Try to keep the whole heel on the wall. Notice if you want to go to the outside, to the inside, and breathe. Maybe bend the front knee a little more. Whew. Deep breath. Exhale, hands down, hold. Left hand stays where it is, right arm comes up. Press the heel into the wall. Fire up the back leg, everyone. And lower your knee. Switch sides. Take a moment, maybe pat the tops of your feet if you're feeling those toes. And then left foot forward. Good. Keep the knee down for now. Maybe walk that foot toward the wall. Take your hands to your knee, lift your torso. Inhale, reach up. Find your pose, maybe bend into the front knee a little. That's it. Exhale, hands down. When you're ready, lift the knee, adjust your back heel, lengthen your torso, everyone. Take your hands, either leave your hands on your block or take your hands to your knee and lift. You are pressing that foot into the wall. Bend the front knee. Inhale, reach up. Don't overdo it. Find your breath, especially if you're right in front of me. That's it. Breathe, everybody. Exhale, hands come down. Your right hand stays where it is. The left arm comes up. Push the heel into the wall. Notice the difference in your pose when you do that. Exhale, hands down, knee down. You can move those blocks out of the way for a minute. Take the right knee back. Don't touch the wall. Lift up, plant your feet. Move your blanket out of the way. It's like a super short down dog. Take your feet wide. Walk your hands back. You may meet your wall. And come on up. That's it. Good. Roll out your shoulders, everybody. And then come to the wall and think about mountain pose, right? Simple, simple pose. We do it all the time. I want to see if you can bring, don't force the head, okay? Start with the shoulders. Bring the shoulders to the wall. Feel the sacrum or that line of the hips. Keep a softness to the back of the knees. Some of you can touch heels to the wall, but that gets a little tricky. If your heels don't touch safely, don't worry about it. Press the shoulders. If the head comes back, awesome. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. And then turn the palms out, which I don't often do, and press the whole back of the arms into the wall. Tone the belly, soften the ribs, looking straight ahead, mountain pose. Watch the knees for my hyperextenders out there. Good, take the arms up, thumbs to the wall, low ribs tuck back in, good, better. Breathe. Watch the chin, keep working to make that chin level. Release your arms, and step away from the wall for a second. And then imagine that, right? So imagine, just stand facing away from the wall and feel mountain pose. And think about that wall behind you and what it would take to get the head, the shoulders, the line of the hip, the heels to the wall. Good, and breathe. And then face the wall. Start to walk your hands down, start to walk the feet back. Find your wrists in line with your shoulders. Press away from that wall. Press through the arms. Your head is between your arms. The ankles ideally are relatively under your hips. Lift your heels off the wall or off the floor. I got wall on the brain. And breathe and draw the sit bones back. Keep the knees bent, lift the hips or lift the heels. Sorry about that. Lift the heels, bend the knees, press the sit bones back. And then drop the heels. Tone the belly in. Take the dump of the low back out. Look at your wall. Bend your elbows. Step forward, left leg. Adjust your back foot. You're in a lunge. Your toes can touch the wall or your toes can be a little up the wall. Depends on what it feels like for you. Soften the elbows. Push your hands into the wall. Push your torso away from the wall. Press. I should say press. And breathe. Walk your hands up. Bring the elbows in. Press into your back leg. Sink down maybe a little more. Walk the hands any further up than that they'll go. Breathe. And then push off the wall. Careful, all of this is going to require balance. Take the arms overhead. Take your hands back to your wall, right off your shoulders, straighten your front leg. And then just bend. If your elbows come to the wall, that's awesome. I don't want you to go down, right? So this is a pyramid pose variation, but the focus is on lengthening that torso. Press your forearms and your hands into the wall. If your forearms don't reach, press your hands into the wall and breathe. And feel the hips light up and feel the back leg light up. Hold here. Push your forearms or hands into the wall. And then push away from the wall. Whew. Release. Step back and shake that baby out. Love the wall. Love, love, love the wall. I can tell already that I'm going to run out of time so quickly. All right. Right foot forward, left foot back. Front knee bends. Take your feet where they feel fine. You can even come up on the heel. That will stretch the Achilles a lot. So just find what can work for you here. Back leg adjusts, both hands in front of you. Push those hands away into the wall to push your torso away from the wall. Engage the back glute. Find your breath. Shake out your head, your neck. Let it go, let it go. No. And walk those hands up a little bit. Straightish arms. Breathe. Just looking at your thumbs. Maybe bend the front knee just a little more. Walk the hands up as high as they'll go. Soften the shoulders down. Breathe. Keep pressing through the back leg. Ooh. And then slide those hands back. Begin to straighten the front leg, coming into pyramid pose. Either your hands are there or your elbows come to the wall. Good. Breathe. As you press the forearms into the wall or the hands into the wall, notice that the torso gets longer. Find your breath, everyone. And release. Woo. Just turn all your toes to face forward or backwards, whichever way you're going, it's fine. And come into a forward fold. Whew. Good. Turn the toes out. Bend the knees. Come on up, everybody. And then take whichever leg is closest to your wall. Take that foot to the wall parallel and step out. And again, just feel the whole foot kind of roll toward the wall. So one of the challenges with a lot of poses is this inner arch and inner ankle of the back leg tends to drop. So this wall is going to teach us to press into the wall to keep the inner arch lifted, keep that inner ankle lifted. So starting here, hands on hips, take that other leg that's away from the wall and turn the toes out. Bend the knee, you got it, right? Simple, simple stuff. Warrior two. Find your breath. Remember warrior two, the torso is mostly sideways. Take a look at your front knee. Is it tracking over the center of your foot, the center line of your foot? Is it pressing out? Take the back hand, push into the wall. All this torso goes back toward the wall. Yep. The front knee bends, but the torso doesn't follow. And then take the arm out. Whew. And breathe. And just feel the work of the legs when the leg has nowhere else to go. Some of you can walk the toes out a little bit more, but don't bring the torso. So Judy, you see how you're doing this? Bring the torso back, press into the wall. Find your breath, press into the pinky side, lift that inner arch. Good, take your forearm to your thigh, extended side angle. Look at the line there, everybody. Fingertips to toes, right to that edge of your foot. Breathe. Bring that front hip back a little bit. Make sure your alignment is good. Take that top arm to your hip, straight in your front leg. I love this little thing, right? Those three in a row as we slide the leg down, as we find triangle pose. Here's what I don't want to see. A C curve. I don't want to see a C curve. I want to see a line, this triangle, right? And then take the arm up. So if you're curving, just come up, right? Just come up. Lengthen the underside ribs, lengthen the top side torso, breathe, and then slide up. Whew. Hand to wall, turn your toes, come on down, nice forward fold. Hands to the floor, turn the toes out or heels in, come on up. What I love about the wall is you actually can go deeper without even realizing it. And I really dislike the idea of turning my back to you for that long. So I think I'm going to turn sideways and go here. All right. So same thing. Your other foot is to the wall. For me, it's my left foot now. I'm going to reach up out of that arch. There you go, Lynn. Yeah, see how that arch lifted? Pressing, it's almost like you're rolling the pinky side of the foot into the wall. Your legs are nice and wide. Your back hand goes to the wall. Turn your front toes out. Bend your front knee. Breathe. As your hand presses into the wall, the other one comes out. Take a look at your front knee. Make sure it's not curling in. Breathe, tone through the belly, gaze over that front hand. Some of you can go a little deeper or a little more bend to the knee without reaching the torso forward. It's like somebody has a gentle hand at your front ribs and it's just pulling them back a little bit. And really watch the low back arch. There you go, Lynn, again. Breathe. Forearm to thigh. Take that arm down, reach over, press into the wall. Don't forget about the back leg. You got it. Take that top arm to your hip, straight in your front leg. Press into the wall. Slide down, finding triangle pose. Lengthening through those underside ribs, keeping that pose really long. Push into the wall gently. Bend the knee. Come on up. Ooh. Turn all your toes to the same direction and come into forward fold. When you're ready, hands to floor, turn those toes out, heels in. Come on up, everybody. Woo! Shake out those legs. Woo! Right, you work that much harder. It's always amazing to me. All right, come on over, wall squats. Betty, watch that. Yeah. So your feet are hips width apart. They're usually about a foot away. The danger here is if you push out, your mat could slide. So don't push out, push down. Come on down into a squat. Adjust as you need to so that your knees are over your ankles. And then come into the wall, squeeze your belly in, flatten your back to the wall. You don't hear me say that very often. Flatten your back to the wall. Your ponytail's in the way. And breathe. So back is flat, shoulders press, the head moves back neutrally. Some of you can sink a little more. When you have had enough, you put those hands to the wall and you push off. Now imagine, right? Everything pressing into the wall, the feet pressing down. You're going to feel those beautiful thighs working pretty darn quick. You got it. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands to the wall. Push out. Stand up. Shake that out. Good. Second one here, chair pose. Feet come out. You're resting on the sacrum. The lower back has that beautiful curve to it that it normally would for chair. Breathe. You're just feeling that, right? Knees roughly over ankles. Take the arms up. Lift through the chest. Breathe. Still feeling the legs, but we got a little training wheel here, right? We've got a little bit of extra support so that we can work the legs. Whew. I know it, everybody. Breathe. I feel it too. Find your pose. Lift your chest. Take your elbows to your thighs. Hold. Lengthen through your chest. Don't let the head drop too much. Press your sitting or chest, press your glutes into the wall. Lift up one more chair. Woo! Oh yeah, I feel good. Da 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 da. Come on, everybody. I knew that. I went right. Woo! Hands to wall. Push off. Stand up. We have got to do something to get out of that. Oh my God, sensation. Whoo! Shake that out, everybody. That's a toughie. That's a toughie. All right, breathe. Whoo! Come back to your wall. We're not really doing a squat this time. We're going to bend the knees. We're going to cross our left knee over our right. And we're going to take that foot to the wall if we can. It's a variation of eagle pose. Bend the back knee. If your foot doesn't touch, don't worry. Be happy. And breathe. But both knees are bent. You're leaning against the wall. Take the arms out. If your left leg is on top, your left arm goes down. Take the arms to eagle arms. And breathe. Try to stay at the center of that foot that's on the floor. Good. Bending that back knee. Squeezing the thighs. Breathe. Take the arms up. And exhale, release. Whew. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Other side. Hips to the wall. Left foot down, right foot over. See if the foot will come to the wall. Don't worry about it if it doesn't. Arms out. Right arm under left. Eagle arms. Breathe, torso tall. Good. Chest is lifted. Breathe. Foot on the floor is solid. Notice if it's rolling one direction or the other. And release, push off. Shake that out. 1, you're going to do that exact same thing again. 2, you're going to face your wall. Eagle pose at the wall. I love it. Love, love, love it. So hands are at the wall. You're standing nice and tall. Plant that left foot, soften the knee, take the right knee over. Now, a lot of us, our knees don't allow the hook of that foot around the side. Don't worry about it. You can take it to the inner shin, or you can hook it, or you can just find what feels good. Look at the wall. Just look, hang out, sink down a little bit. Your right knee is on top. So you're going to crisscross those arms with your right arm underneath. And breathe. 1, you're here. 2, you're going to release. You can take the hand portion to the wall for just that teeniest bit of assistance in your balance. Deep breath, everybody. Deep, deep breath. Release, hands to wall. Stand up, release those legs. Oh, ooh, yeah. I think I'm feeling that yard work. All right. Other side. Stare at the wall. You love the wall. You love the wall. Left foot down, or sorry, left foot lifts, right foot down, both knees bend. If you don't bend the back knee, you're really going to struggle with eagle. So elbows are soft, you're looking at the wall. This is a happy place right here. Or crisscross with your left arm under your right arm over, and your hands are still at the wall. Breathe. Still okay. Go ahead and come into eagle arms. Just let the finger, that pinky finger, touch the wall. And breathe. So we find this pose, we've got this tiniest bit of support, but it's all we need to hold the pose. Ooh, release, everybody. Push. Shake it out. Turn your back to the wall. Walk your feet out. Bend the knees. Soft. And just come into a nice forward fold. Stretch that back out. Nice length through your torso. Nice bend to your knees. Your hips are resting on the wall or your sit bones. Hands to knees. Come on up. Oh, push off. Next balance pose, again, one we do almost every class, tree pose. So tree is kind of interesting because you've got to get close enough to the wall that when you bend your knee comes to the wall. So you bend the knee. Remember, tree can be anywhere along that inside line. But then once you find that knee to the wall and you've kind of scooted that standing leg in, you want to find level hips. That's the tricky part because I can take my knee straight to the wall, but my hips are really sideways. So find the level hips, squeeze the glute, like squeeze the glute. Press gently, that knee gently into the wall, hands to heart. Now, pause here for a moment. I know you can move your arms here again. We've got that little training wheel. But if you're comfortable, I want you to close your eyes here. You're very safe. You've got your contact points. The chest rises. Feel your body in space. If closing your eyes is not a good idea for you, please keep them open. And then open the eyes and take the arms up. They can be wide. They can come together. You can interlace, and the index fingers point up. Chest is neutral. Head is neutral. Breathe. Love this version of tree pose. Watch the standing leg. Make sure you're not popping that knee back in space. And release. And let go. Shake that out. Good. Just circle out that leg. And let's go to the other side. Boy, is it cool over here. All right, you're taking that inside knee to the wall. You're going to take both hands to your hip points so that you can feel, am I level in the hips? Are both hip points pointing forward as they should be in tree pose, at least relatively speaking? Your standing foot nice and solid, your glutes active, your knees pressing into the wall. Take your hands to your heart, lift your chest. Close your eyes if you would like. Take a nice deep breath. Feel the support of the floor, of the wall, of your muscles, of your breath. Open the eyes, take the arms up. If you want, interlace index finger points up. The arms are on either side of the head. The ribs are soft. Breathe. And release. Woo-wee. Shake it out. All right, you are gonna need your blocks. I think the way to do this one, you really need only one at a time. So if you were in class last week, we worked with half moon. Half moon at the wall is a beautiful thing. There's two ways to do it. We're gonna do it one way today. I don't think I'll have time to do it both ways. So you're standing here, you got a block in your outside hand. Take your inside foot to your wall. Turn your other one out and just start to walk it out a little bit, bend the knee. Don't go like super long, okay? And then look forward. That's the trickier part. You're gonna bend forward, keep that leg at the wall, and drop your block with your hand. If you want your other block for support, we did this Wednesday, you would take that other hand to a tall block, okay, just to get you launched. Once you're ready, you're gonna stand, plant your foot on the wall. Ideally, your leg is fairly level with the hip. Might be slightly higher depending on your body. The torso turns to the side. The standing leg rock solid. Take the arm up. Whew, hair out of my face. And breathe. Don't overreach the arms. There you go, Judy. Open the chest. The hand can stay at the hip if the chest is open. Squeeze the belly, press into the wall. When you're ready, hand to hip, look at the floor, release the leg, and come on up. Whew. All right, other side. My left foot goes to the wall. I'm just going to step out a little bit, not too far. Turn that foot forward, bend the knee. Press the pinky edge, right? Lift the arch. Find your breath. When you're ready, you're going to reach down and forward and plant your block. Your other hand is either on your block or on your hip. And when you're ready, stand tall. Take the leg to the wall. We're wrapping that standing hip, finding our breath, opening up the chest, toning the belly in, taking the arm up as you're ready. All four corners of your standing foot are on the floor and on the wall, right? Breathe, everybody. Hand to hip, look down at the floor, then release the leg. Whoo, and come on up. I know. Come back to your wall. Feet walk out, knees soft. Come on down, nice forward fold. Shake out the head. Breathe. Hands to knees. Come on up. Whew. Stand tall. Press your shoulders to the wall. And release. So why don't we, because it is such a cool pose, why don't we do a quick half moon at the wall sideways. So if you're in the room with me, you know you'll have to just adjust. I love half moon at the wall. I really, really do. Maybe I can't use that wall. Okay, so, and you don't need a lot of space. So if you're got a teeny amount of space, you literally just need something for your hip to land on. That's really all you need. So I'll do it here because I don't want to mess up my Buddha. The block goes in your hand closest to the wall. The leg, forward leg is closest to the wall. Lean forward, same thing. You're going to drop your block. When you're ready, you're going to stand, lift, and that inside hip is just resting on the wall. And here's the thing, right? Make sure your leg isn't kind of crooked, right? Because when we lean to the wall, we can get a little angled. So once you're there, tone the belly, chest toward the wall and take that arm up and breathe. This is so awesome because you can truly just kind of chill in the pose if that's possible because you got all that wall support behind you. Take your top hand to your hip, bend your knee, drop your foot, and come on up. Ooh, we're almost done here, loves, and we're going to take some nice time at the wall to chill all this out. Let me get this hair out of my face because it keeps like. All right, same thing. You can have your hand on the block or the block in your hand. When you're ready, you're going to lean forward. Your standing foot is close to the wall, but not all the way. And then press up. Open the hip. Tone the ribs belly in. Take the arm up. Flex that long leg. That's it. Breathe. Smile. Hand to hip. Lower down. Woo. Come on up. Holy gamoly. All right, we did it. Woo, woo. All right, the only prop you really need is your blanket. And even that you might, well, some of you might need your blocks because we're going to end. We're not there yet, but we're going to end with legs up the wall. And for some of you, the blocks are a really lovely thing. So come to the wall. Easiest way to do this is to go sideways at the wall and then do this kind of little move where you drop your back and take the legs up. And then if you can, if your hamstrings allow, scoot your hips all the way to the wall. I did not cue it, but if you would like a blanket under your hips, feel free to do that. All you got to do is push into the wall, lift, and lower back down on the blankets because that just feels better. Oh, it sure does. Whew. And take both legs wide if you can, if you have the room. If you don't have the room, go to more of a happy baby. You'll get the same thing where the feet are on the wall, but the feet are wide. Good. And soften. It's a very active class for doing mostly basic poses, right? Mostly. So just allow your legs to relax. Let your inner thighs open up here. Find your breath. Back of the neck is long, your chin is level, your shoulders are level. Breathe. And then engage the belly so that you can slide the legs back to the center. Couple of choices here. We're going to do figure 4. For some of you, you're too close to the wall for that. So start there with your left ankle going to your right knee, and then you just start to bend the knee a little bit until you get this opening in the hip. Your other option would be to just cross your left knee over your right and come into what is really a cow face legs, just letting those legs, those heels go out to the side. I don't find the stretch as good there, but you can do that or come up with your own version here. The upper body is super soft. Don't go so deep, right? Don't go so deep. Just allow the soft stretch of the left hip. Can also take your ankle below the knee for some of you who whose knees don't like this much bend. And as the left hip opens up, you can slide the right heel down more to get a deeper stretch. But again, just let it be as your body is ready. Don't force it. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Slide the right heel back up the wall, release on that side, and go to the other side. Whew. Palms face up, head, neck, shoulders in alignment here. As the right hip opens, maybe the heel slides down a little more. Start to feel a release of the tight muscles in the glutes, the hips. Deep breath. Release that side. Scoot in closer to the wall. If you can, take the legs up and find legs up the wall. For those of you whose hamstrings feel tight or you feel like you're hyperextending, you would just take the blocks behind your thighs. It feels kind of nice here. It's a little bit supportive. It can be behind the thighs, behind the knees, and that just closes that space between the wall and your legs. Don't need it, but you can try it. Feels good. Your legs can be any width apart that you would like. They can be narrow, they can be wide. But then allow the hips to get really heavy. Allow your body to get really heavy to the floor. And maybe just for a moment, come back to the idea of support. Both giving support and receiving support and letting go of the I can do it alone idea. Allowing that interconnection. Allowing yourself to both give and receive. And then let that go as well. And deepen your Shavasana. Relax your jaw. Soften your belly. Soften even more. Allow your body to receive this. If you are in a position to stay longer and you would like to, please do. If you are ready to move, start to just shift through your body, maybe point, flex, circle your ankles. Being very mindful that you are at or on the wall. Start to bend the knees, draw your knees to your chest. And then allow the knees to roll to one side. And from there again, watching that wall coming all the way up. Ooh, that was something I could have stayed in forever. Sometimes I think we don't realize how much our bodies need until we slow down that much. So, all right, loves, inhale, reach up. Exhale to your heart. And bow to your own inner wisdom and grace and your ability to receive and to give. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that.